Week 4 of Strategic Human Resource Management. As you see here, there are a number of different functions and topics in the field of HR that will be covered throughout your remaining courses in this minor. Things like recruitment and selection, training and development, performance appraisal, compensation, OSHA, etc. I got to tell you, I like teaching strategic HR. But I'm a little jealous of my colleagues who are getting to teach the other classes. I love teaching about selection and performance appraisal. And so all the topics that you have coming up are really interesting topics. And I think you'll really be able to sink your teeth into them in the other courses because, most all of us have some experience in looking for jobs of what it's like to be recruited and selected, and of course we've all been through training and performance appraisal, etc., etc. So I think you'll really be able to relate to a lot of the topics that you have coming up in your future courses. Out of all these topics that you're going to talk about throughout the field of HR, there is one, they're all important, but there is one that is absolutely the most important function, and I get to talk about it in this class a little bit. Now you may just think I'm being partial, and that I'm saying it's the most important just because I get to talk about it. That's not true. I say it's the most important because it is the most important, and it's a function that a lot of people are not familiar with, because it's really a behind-the-scenes kind of function, and it is called job analysis. Job analysis is the process of scientifically studying jobs, specific jobs, to determine their KSAs and TDRs. What are KSAs and TDRs? KSAs are the knowledge, skills, and abilities, and TDRs are the task, duties, and responsibilities. So it can be thought of this way. We do a job analysis to determine the KSAs and TDRs. The TDRs are the content of the job, what is actually done on the job, the tasks, duties, and responsibilities. The KSAs, the knowledge, skills, and abilities, are what a person needs to know in order to do the TDRs. If you think about it, you will see why job analysis is so important. Because in reality, none of these other functions can really be done well unless an adequate and accurate job analysis have been done. If a job analysis has not been done, an adequate one that has accurately identified the KSAs and TDRs, then you certainly cannot recruit people appropriately. You definitely cannot hire them, select them. How could you do training and development if you didn't know what KSAs and TDRs are needed? Performance appraisal. In performance appraisal, we have to assess how well a person is doing their job and where they need remediation. Well, if we don't know the KSAs and TDRs of the job, obviously compensation and benefits, we need to pay people appropriately based on the level of job they're doing and the difficulty of the job they're doing. And so KSAs and TDRs certainly come in there. OSHA is about health and safety, and so we obviously have to know the various tasks, duties, and responsibilities of a job to determine, potential safety and health risks. Unions certainly have specific requirements and contracts about the types of work that are done and the types of employees that can do certain work, etc. And so KSAs and TDRs are important there. And last but not least, and there's other areas as well, but last on this list, employment law. Employment law, particularly things like compensation. That's an aspect of employment law. As here recently, there have been some laws dealing changes with overtime and who gets overtime and who doesn't get overtime, and what level of pay. Well, how do we determine who gets overtime? In part, it's based on the TDRs of a job, and so in so many instances, this job analysis is the backbone of HR. Chapter 4 is going to deal with job analysis. It will deal with some other topics as well, but job analysis is a very important aspect of it. You will see here below that I've cited an article and some YouTube videos that will very much go into job analysis and the importance of job analysis, and to a degree how one even does a job analysis. Alrighty, I hope you have a great week.